Morning, Katrin. Morning, Jared. Morning, Cam. Which I'm pretty sure is actually Kathleen. Morning, Ruth. Oh, Katrin, they're best friends. They'd be a power couple, let's be honest. Oh, man. So what? You would not say that. This is just like 4 shots of straight espresso. So maybe. Morning, Erica. Morning, Maddie. Sorry. That was the combination of Madison and Maddie. Bro, that film's from 2005. Obviously, Sam, it's a classic. Owen, welcome. Are they sibs? Can they be both siblings and... Never mind, I won't finish that sentence. Wait, yes, just actually 4 shots of espresso. It is like mud in this cup right now. It's amazing. Adrian just says, no. Sweet home Alabama. Ben has given this a lot of thought. I feel like you've watched it recently with the amount of insight you can give. Oh, that's good. Oh, Benny. Alright, we're 1 minute to class, and I'll start attendance then. The girl can legit burn you. Oh, man. What? I don't even remember what Shark Boy does. Is he just like bite people? And Shark Boy is basically Jared. Teddy, welcome Sadie, welcome Teddy. I don't know, I just think it's funny. Ben said they were just best friends, but they would have made a power couple. Whoa. She kissed him on the cheek? He freaking swims with sharks. Okay, but real question, did you guys watch that in 3D? That was like one of the worst or first 3D bangers. I've never watched this movie TBI. Owen, well, now you know what you can do tonight, man. Because, honestly, classic. Ugh. Morning, Lucas. All right, let's hit that attendance, team. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Samuel, you need to watch that. And Larissa, lame is an offensive word. That movie was a work of art. All right. Jared is here. Sam was here. Teddy's here. I saw Crystal. I'm pretty sure Yuli normally sends me a message around now. Yeah, sorry. Sorry the Wi-Fi didn't work. What are you talking about? It never worked for me. Never knew why. What are you talking about there, Benny? Oh, you're 3D. You're 3D, I see. 3D is absolute garbage. Yeah, I hate watching 3D. Oh, hey, Yuli, welcome. Kathleen is here. Katrin, I saw. Maddie, I saw. SJ, not yet. Sadie, I saw. Zion, not yet. I believe he has not weighed in. Ruth, I saw early on. Owen was here. Benny's here. Larissa, I'm pretty sure that was you. Oh, hey, Zion, welcome. Lucas, I saw. Erica, I saw. And Kendra, actually, I don't think I saw Kendra yet. No, I believe I have not. Okay. Well, so no SJ, no Kendra yet. They're just friends, Zion. That's all she ever wanted. All right. Shark Boys and Lava Girls. SJ is not available on Teams, so. Okay, so. Teams is the tell-all, eh? That's fake news. Yeah, isn't she cool? Whoa. As I'm taking out the textbook here to see if you guys have any questions about the homework last night. Mr. Rose just wanted me to direct you guys towards the announcement that was on School Talk there. There's totally an optional, just if you guys are wanting to hang out. Chapel today. And basically it's going to happen at 9:30, so when the normal chapel time would have been. It's Thursday, right? So this would be our regular chapel time. So basically, go on School Talk 9:15, and he'll post a link, and chapel start at 9:30. It's just going to be like, you know. Oh, I think I'm back. Sorry about that. Just a temporary disconnection on my computer there. That was weird. Yeah, I think I'm back now. Sorry about that, Kathleen. Yeah, Maddie, Lava Girl breaks all the dress code rules. And I'm pretty sure Shark Boy is just awesome, so no one cares. So anyways, there is a chapel, and yeah, if you guys have your Bible class thing, go to that, because obviously the chapel thing is an optional thing, and you guys are doing something consistent in your Bible class. And the chapel thing is really short-lived. Just be 15. Okay. I had one person say question 3, but that was from someone named someone, where they are not even going to be in our class. So I'm not sure. I don't even remember if I assigned a question 3. So let's go back and see how we did here. I want to maybe have this. And we were looking at finding the slope. So, actually, I did have you do question 3. Maybe they weren't too wrong. 3AB, 4AB, 5, and 6AC. So let me just open up my one PDF here so I can see. Textbook. Uh, 5.3. Four and 4A for sure, man. Okay, I think you guys should be able to see that now. Just got a bit of a nose thing. Let me just grab a tissue. And then somebody wants me to do 5 as well, so for sure. Let's open this up. So I'll do 4A first. Oopsie, sorry, that's a highlighter. And then somebody wants me to do 5. So, what? Come on. One sec. I'm just going to plug this thing back in. My pen is not working. And Sam says, neither am I. Okay, never mind. We're not able to do it. Let's see. Does this work? All right. Sorry, I had to open up a new pen. That was annoying. So for 4A, what are we looking at here? 4A says there's a point at 2, 5, and it says write the coordinates of one other point. So find any other point on the line when you have this slope, -1/4, or any of these slopes. So I'm going to write down the point 2, 5, and we're going to have the slope, m, equals -1/4. So now it says find any other point. So here's what I would do. Remember, slope is really rise over run. Rise over run. And so if we have the point 2, 5, basically what I want you to think about it is, remember when we have an x and a y value on our points here, and y is all about like up and down, right? That's, hey SJ, I got a subscriber on YouTube, so I'm sure that means he is probably in class. Cool. Y is up and down, and x is left and right, and that makes sense, right? Because if you like draw your x and y axis, x is here, y is here. So if I was to graph the point 2, 5, it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere up there, right? And so my slope, basically what's going to happen here is we were at 5 and x is 2. Sorry, I just have to close this because I see I've got a new message here. I have 38 subs. That isn't bad at all. So 5, 2. So it's rise, meaning -1. It's going down 1, right? So what's changing there? Sorry, it's really hard to see. I'm going to maybe zoom in on that a little bit. So we know that we need to go down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Because that's our slope is minus 1 over 4, rise over run. And so what's changing when we go down 1? Well, our y value is changing, right? Our y value is changing from 5 to 4. So basically, I would take my y value and I'd go 5 minus 1, which would be 4. And then I take my x value, right? And it looks like we are running 4, right? So we had our rise, which was our y's, and we had to subtract 1 from there, went down 1. And then our run is over 4, and you can see that here, right? So we were at 2, but we're going to go down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So from 2, our x value is going to be over 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 plus 4. All right, I'm pretty sure I have froze for you guys, so I'm just waiting for everybody to tell me that I am good. Sorry, yeah, some random days it gives me a hard time. Am I back? Okay. Perfect, thanks guys. Yeah, sorry about that. It's not the YouTube server, it's actually my streaming software that is being a bit weird. Whoa. Lots of people telling me I'm back. Good, good, good. Thank you guys. So actually I just have to fix the attendance because I just see Kendra in here now. Sorry, I'm really fuzzy, Kendra. I don't know what to do about SJ. He subscribed to me on YouTube, but I did not see where he went to. Anyways. All right. Oh, SJ is here. Hey, buddy. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the sub, bro. Here's a little shout out for you. All right. No, I'm not frozen again. I'm not. I know I'm not. Okay, so that's 4A. Any questions about 4A? I think that one okay. And Benny wanted me to do 5, I think. Oopsies, that's red. Okay, so let's look at 5. 5 says for the points J, K, and L, and the slope of the segment JK is -4. The slope of the segment KL is -2. Yeah, let me just go back to 4A because Zion had a quick question about that one. Yeah, when you see this, run can never be negative. If there's some negative on the bottom, just put it in the top basically. Because remember, slope, dude, always goes towards the right, right? So run is always positive. Just write that on there. So basically you're trying to make them, yeah, run would always be positive. So yeah, when you say the 1 is negative and the 4 is not, you're correct, yes. And no, Ben, this is not the only answer you could have gotten. You could have got many answers. You could have done another down 1 over 4, right? There's lots of answers for this one. Basically, you could have got any point on this line, right? Any point on that line. But I just don't know what would have been another point that you would have got easily. I would have gone from here, that 0.46, right? That's this point here. Maybe if you wanted a different answer, you could go down 1 over another 4 and down 1 over another 4. But I think finding those points in between there would be very difficult. But yeah, probably the textbook said answers may vary or something really annoying like that. Okay, so 5 is all about a communication question. So basically it says JK and L. JK is slope is -4 and KL is -2. So basically you can just use a definition here, but this is what this really looks like. You've got 3 points, J, K, and let's just look. I think they said their slope was an approximate, like we know negative, what it would approximately look like, right? -4, remember slope, dude, nice, negative. It's like going downhill, and a -4 is pretty steep. But then like 0 is flat, right? 0 is flat. So if we're going closer towards 0, like -4 is -4. And then as you go up to -3, -2, -1, 0, it gets more and more flat. So -2 would be like half that steep over to L. So this is a slope where you've got -4. Maybe this is a slope where you've got, now it's not exactly accurate. I'm just kind of doing my best there, but the slopes are different. And so for 3 points to be collinear, the slope has to be the same between all of them, right? So basically they're 2 different lines. There's 2 lines in between JK and KL, because when you have one line, right, you have y equals mx plus b. Basically your answer should be that there can only be one slope on a line, right? There's only one spot for m. Oops, sorry, I gotta scroll up. There is only one slope on a line. Not 2. And that one's got 2, right? It's like, okay, your m is -4, m is -2. It's got 2. No, for points to be collinear, so for all of them to be perfectly in a line, that it'd be -4, and then it would bring it back down to -4, and L would have to be down here. But because the slope changes, it's like it's going down, and then it's like you're doing 2 different ski hills at once. You're doing like, it goes really steep, and then it goes flat. I don't know. That's a terrible example. I don't know. All right, so that was number 4. Welcome, Benny. So rad, bro. All right, any other ones from the homework last night from anybody else? We've done a couple, but I don't mind doing some more. We're in a semi-similar topic today, where instead of just looking for the slope, we're going to look for the how to get that b value out of there too. Oh, sorry, Benny. It's yeah, that some white kid is Ben Whitfield. That's why I said welcome, Benny. Oh man. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, then I will move on to what we're doing today, which is a pretty quick lesson, but it does have some little challenging bits where we've got to solve some things. So please stick with me. Hopefully lines are going okay-ish. Maybe tomorrow what I'll do is I'll give you a couple points, and I'll say find the full equation. Yesterday what you guys did, remember, basically if I go up here to the note, which would be 5.4, and sorry, this is my video from last year, but anyways, I'll slow things down a little bit because that video is very fast, and that video from last year was when there was a soccer tournament. And so anyways, I couldn't be there, so I left the video and the note for people, but yeah, Kendra, well, it's always on the bottom there. So you can just try some of those questions there, right? Okay, so yesterday we did this part, right? Basically, we knew that slope is rise over run. Well, if you want me to wait to take a lot of it off, you can wait to the end of the lesson. If you want to go ahead and practice stuff, go ahead and practice stuff. So right now, we've got, we learned this, right? Where we learned that our slope was our change in y over our change in x. So we subtracted things. And if I gave you guys 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, and for instance, like maybe they are 1, 3, and 2, 4, right? 2 points like that. Well, you're able to find the slope between those 2 points, right? You just go 4 minus 3 is 1 over 2 minus 1 is 1. So basically you'd figure out your slope is 1 over 1, so 1 between the points. But that doesn't tell you the full equation, right? Because when we want basically our entire equation of a line, we want y equals mx plus b. So yesterday we solved for the m, and that, I'll just write yesterday. And this will be what we learn today. And I know you guys already know that as the y-intercept, but I'm going to show you how to get that, right? Because that's the second piece. That's the other thing we really need to get. So I'm just going to give people a second to get that somewhere in their notes. But really, we learned how to get the slope between 2 points, right? And you could graph it, right? And then you could extend the line right up to the y-intercept. But basically, we're going to go and we're going to make it a little bit more complete. We're going to get the full equation. Y stands for yesterday. Thank you, Michael. And yes, sir. And yeet. Man, sometimes, people. Okay, so you can pause that if you need to. Basically, right, in order to find, have you seen a baby Benjamin? All right, so to find the equation of a line, you need to, get your pen tool out first. Either have 2 points, right? So in this situation, if I had 2 points, I know that would be a line. I could get my equation of those and connect the dots like there. Or if you had a single point, right? So a single point like this, and all we need would be the slope, right? So if you had a single point and then slope, that's what gives it direction. That's what slope really is, right? 2 points, I just know I have to connect them with a ruler. But 1 point wouldn't be enough, right? There'd be an infinite number of lines. It's like, okay, is it this line or this line or this line or like there's a million lines that go through 1 point. But if I say, okay, you've got 1 point plus the direction is, you've got the slope of this here, right? Single point with a slope, then you've got another line. You want direction and a point, or 2 points. Ben wants me to search up, have I seen a baby seal? You guys are goons. So we have done it this way before, right? When I asked you guys basically get the 1 point is normally the y-intercept and get a slope. But we can also determine a line from 2 points. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at, I'm going to give you a point and slope, right? And see if you can come up with the equation of a line for that. Because yesterday we looked at 2 points and got the slope between them. So then I would have a point and a slope. And let's see if we can come up with an equation where when I have 1 point and I have the slope, I can get like the full y equals mx plus b. Not just the whatever part, but basically trying to find the the y-intercept. We're trying to solve for the y-intercept. So it already tells us the slope is 5. Remember, m is slope, so that means your m is 5. So we're dealing with something where we've got y equals 5x plus b. That's what we're actually trying to solve here. And that b, that's our y-intercept. And we're going to learn how we can get that in a second. Obviously, it's not negative 2, 3, right? The y-intercept is when x is 0, and this x is negative 2. So it's not this point, but we'll get there in a second. So just get that in your notes, and then click back over to here. Okay, fine. This coffee is gross. It is very powerful. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we know m, right? So if we're thinking about our equation, we know m was 5. But we also know one possible situation, right? If you think about a point, you know that this point is x comma y, right? That's what a point is. And so for x, I know that x is negative 2, and my y value is 3. So I know x, y, and I also know m. And in the original equation, y, which we know, equals mx, which we know, plus b, I'm going to have one thing that I don't know and 3 things that I know. So I should be able to get b equals, and I'll show you what I mean. Basically, what I want you to do is write out your equation of the line and fill in everything you know. Sorry, I got cut off. Fill in everything you know. So I know my y value is 3. I know my m value, right? My slope here was 5 right off the top. It tells me the slope right at the beginning. Slope of 5. And I know my x value, right? My x value is here is negative 2. So it's m times x. So I'm going 5 times negative 2. And in the end, I'll have plus b. Yes, thank you, Michael. So we've got 3 equals 5 times negative 2 plus b. All right, so basically, we're trying to get b by itself, right? Because to write my equation out, I want mx plus b. That's what I'm going to write on this line. I need to know my slope, and I also need to know my y-intercept. So right now, to get b, our goal is to get b equals, right? So 5 times negative 2 would be negative 10. So we're going to get 3 equals negative 10 plus b. And then remember, if we just want b by itself, that means I'm going to kick that negative 10 off the teeter-totter. Oopsies. This guy here is going to go to the other side. So basically, you're going to be left with the b, and then you're going to get 3, and this was subtract 10, so you're going to add 10, right? So we're going to be add 10, and your b will equal, that means my b is equal to 13. So I'm going to recap what we did there, maybe more than once, because we're not totally done. Our final equation would have been our slope, so 5x plus 13. So let me give you that in a second. Okay, here we go. What did we do? So from the very start, this question says, I have one point, and that point is negative 2, 3, and a slope of 5. So I said that you could come up with an equation of a line based on 2 points or 1 point and slope. So right now we're just trying this one here. I'm giving you 1 point and a slope. Can you give me the equation of a line? So we've got this 1 point here, negative 2, 3. There it is like that, negative 2, 3. And and I also know the slope is 5. So that means I know x, y, and m. So our goal is to get the b value, right? And so basically what we're going to do is, because b is our y-intercept, because I have an equation of a line, right? If I have y equals mx plus b. So my m is my slope, x is -2, and then your y is 3. So you put y is 3, m is 5 from here, x is -2, and then just bring everything to one side and you get your b is 13. Now I'm going to leave that there for a second because I want you guys to be able to maybe try this on your own. I'm just going to go ahead and, oopsies, I was hoping to delete that. I just wanted to give myself some more space here. Maybe try just on the side here. Try on your own. Find the line. So find the equation of, oopsies. The line with slope 3 and point 2, 7. Okay, let's see if you guys can do that. So I'm going to give you guys a minute to try that one. I'll try and move it so you guys can copy that stuff on the right there. See if you can find the equation of the line that has slope of 3 and the point 2, 7 on it. Give you guys a minute or so to work through that. Sorry, I don't have Teams open. I should be available on Teams. Jared is done. Kendra says b equals 1. So what's our full equation? See if you can solve that. Sorry, I shouldn't have said her answer out loud. That gives away those of you that are working on your own. Remember, we are trying y equals mx plus b. I love how sad SJ looks. You can always rewind. Just pause, go back if you miss something. Okay, so I see a couple good answers in there. One thing that I would mention is when we solve this, our final answer should have a y and an x in it, right? Because if I want to graph a line in Desmos, I should be able to type y equals some slope x plus the y-intercept. So I shouldn't have like all numbers because I can't graph that, right? I want to have something where I can graph it. So in this case here then, we're going to have remember, this is your x value and your y value. Let's see how we did. And this is our m over here. So y is 7 equals m, which is 3, times x, which is 2, plus b. Now it's going to be 7 equals 6 plus b. And as I move that to the other side, it'll be 7 minus 6 equals b. And yes, b equals 1. Now, you're not done when you get b equals 1, because I'm looking for the equation. So I'm looking for y equals, right? And you want to leave it as y, because that's how you type it into Desmos. Y equals m, and our slope is 3. X, you want to leave x, because remember, you put in an x, that's what goes in, and y comes out. So 3x plus whatever your b value is, which is 1. So let's see. If I open up Desmos here, let's just see if I can get to that. Desmos, where are you, my friend? I have always loved you. So if we look at the equation, like, right, if we just type in like 7 equals like these things up here, it doesn't do anything. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to type y equals, because that's going to give me something on the y-axis and something on the x-axis. Y equals 3x, and then I forget our full equation was plus 1. Oopsies. Plus 1, and you can see that's perfect. So let's see. Our slope is 3, right? That's what we wanted originally. If I go back to here, our slope should have been 3. But then our point 27, is that on the line? Right? That's what I really want to check. So what I would do is I'd go back to Desmos, and maybe I'd graph the point. Let's just go in projector mode so that way you guys can see a little better. Let's see if the point 2, 7 is on the graph. Now, 2, 7 is up here. Hey-oh, perfect, right? We've got a slope of 3, and that's what we wanted, and the point 27 is on our graph. So we have found an equation, 3x plus 1, and basically we knew that the slope is 3, and then we put in the x value of 2 and y value of 7 to figure out, like, we did all that backtracking. The math allowed us to see what the y-intercept was, and the y-intercept is 1, because that's the y-intercept that gets through there, right? If we had a different value for our y-intercept, plus 2 instead, right, it has the right slope, but it doesn't go through that point, or plus 0, or minus 1, or minus 2, right? Those ones don't go through. So we found the perfect y-intercept for that slope so that it goes through that line. That was what our goal was. Does that kind of make sense? Let me know if you guys have a question about that. I just saw it in message in Teams, so I'm just going to double check that I didn't miss anything from you guys. This is from a grade 12 kid. The x-intercept, Lucas, is probably a decimal, to be honest. It's probably -1/3. Yeah. And that doesn't really matter in our equation. We didn't really care about that. You could solve for it. Remember, the x-intercept would have been when y is 0. And that's how you do it. You put in y is 0, and then it would tell you your x is -1/3. But that's not part of our equation, right? Remember, our equation is all about the y-intercept, which is b. So that's why the 1 is there. And then the slope is 3, and that means that I'm going up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Hey-oh, it landed where we wanted, right? And that's what we were doing. But anyways, you don't have to graph that. I was just seeing if you guys had any questions. Okay. Man, my viewers are like going up from 20 down to 18, up to 22. It's crazy how many people just like randomly pop in for a second. And go, what the heck is this? All right, back over to OneNote. So, let's do one more example at least this time. So I've showed you how to do
something where I give you the slope and 1 point, right? You've got that. But what if instead I gave you just 2 points? We kind of did that yesterday, right? I gave you 2 points and you found the slope from it. So basically, it's just another step, right? You need the slope. And in this point, this one was pretty easy. I gave you the slope. You had a point. You solve for B, done. But here, you've got 2 points, which you might go, ooh, fancy. But it's more work because you're going to have to find the slope between the points and then do the same thing we did over here with one of the points and the slope to solve for the y-intercept. So I'll show you what that looks like. So there's 2 different processes. This example 1 is basically when we have the slope and 1 point, slope and 1 point. And this example 2 will be what happens if I have 2 points, no slope. And either one of those is fine. So let's see how we do. So in this example, right, they give us, I'll let you guys copy that down, but they give us 2 points, A and B. And we're going to find, just like we did yesterday, and maybe you guys can do that while you're waiting for others to copy this down, but you're going to get your slope right here. That'll be our first step. So do your y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's good practice in order to be able to do that. I think people are probably done writing that part. So we are going to find the slope. And let me know if you need me to go back and show you what I wrote there. But basically all I wrote, right, was example 1 was kind of like this. Is this one up here. So it was when we had slope and 1 point. And then example 2 is like this one here where we have the slope. We don't have the slope. We have 2 points. So I want you to find the slope now. Okay? So we've got our points A and B. And now remember, it doesn't really matter which one you call x1 and y1 and which one you call x2 and y2. You're going to get the same answer. And sorry, my comma kind of looks like a 1 there. x1, y1. And I'm going to call this one x2, y2. And maybe you guys can try this on your own. So if you want, you can just kind of like minimize me, open your OneNote, and try the slope on your own without me. But I am gonna try it here. No problem. Welcome back, Larissa. All right, so I've got my slope. I don't know where you guys are at with that then. But yeah, the tricky part here is this is one of those ones where you're doing and again, you might have done these ones here as your 2s and these ones here as your 1s. It doesn't really matter. You get the same answer in the end. But when you do this y, so the 1, subtract -3. So if we do 1 subtract -3, that becomes 1 plus 3. Who is the purple guy? Who is the purple guy? I don't know who the purple guy is. Sorry, dude. There's no purple guy. There's not a single emoji thing that's purple. Owens is like a blue and red. Anyways, very confusing. So we've got 1 minus -3, and then on the bottom you have your x's, right? So 6 minus 4. You guys comfortable with the slope? In the chat, maybe go, Mr. Ellis, can you explain that one more time? Or like, who is slope? Does he mean the painting that's behind me? I'm not sure what he means. right, so not a whole lot of comments from the crew right now, but that's fine. That's fine. Maybe say it's good. All right, awesome. Thank you. Basically, now what we're gonna do is we already know the slope, right? So this right here, that is the M value, right? So I know that my slope is 2. So remember, if last time what we did in example 1, right, is I gave you the slope. That's what we did here. And we said our slope was 5. In this case, our slope is 2. But we had a point, right? And we only had 1 point. So they said -2, 3. But now it's a little bit confusing because you've got your slope and you're like, there's 2 points. What do I do? So here's the deal, is that if those points are on your line, it doesn't matter which one you've got. Basically, I can choose either one, and they should give you the same answer. And if you don't believe me, how about I like using positive numbers, so I'm going to use B. This point, it's called B. The name is B. You don't have to worry about B. But I'm going to use 6, 1. And let me just highlight this here and say A point, either is fine. And both will give you the same answer. It doesn't matter which one you choose. So I'm going to choose 6, 1. If someone wants, they can try. If you don't believe me, you can try doing it with 4, -3. But basically, this is the same thing in example 1 now, right? So this was your X value, this was your Y value, and you just put in all of your numbers. So my Y value is 1. 2 times my X value is 6 plus B. 2 times 6 is 12, right? So 1 equals 12 plus B. So my B is a disgusting -11, which finishes off my equation with my slope being 2x and my B being -11. So I'll do the other one. I'll show, even maybe I'll show you guys if you didn't want to, if you're too lazy, but I'll show you it with 4, -3, and we should get the same answer, actually. We should also get -11 there, so we'll see how that goes. But what did we do? Recap. We had 2 points on a line, right? Whatever they were. I don't know how the slope was, but actually we know it's 2, so it's going to be positive like this. So our slope is 2 here. We found the slope between them. And then what we did is we picked either one of the points. You could either choose this one or this one. This one or this one, doesn't matter. Pick one of the points and take the slope, and you do the same thing we did in example 1. And you guys seem to be pretty good at that. We need M and we need B, right? We need M and B. And if I was to show you guys this in Desmos, because I know a couple people are still writing, so I'll give you guys a second to write, and maybe you can give me a heads up when you are totally done. And then I'll show you in Desmos, if we graph this 2x minus 11, we should see that both of these points, 4, -3, and 6, 1, are on the line, right? Hopefully, if we've done everything correctly, they should both be on the line there. That reminds me of that movie. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Intern with, shoot. I forget the two. It's like Owen something. I don't remember. Anyways, and Vince Vaughn, I think, something like that. But it's like they basically these guys who are like interning at Google. And they're not very good. They're terrible with technology. And so he's saying, like, basically he's describing this new thing where you take a picture and you put it on the line, which would be like online, but he keeps saying like on the line, on the line. Anyways, it's kind of stupid but funny. I don't know if it's on Netflix or not. But that could be. It's funny. It's like a comedy. It's good. 2x minus 11. So a lot of people say they're done. So let's just try this in Desmos here. So is 2x minus 11, if we graph 2x minus 11, y equals 2x minus 11. Oh, the internship. Thank you, Benjamin. Yeah, I thought it was the intern. But yeah, you're right, the internship. So 2x minus 11. And then what was our 2 points? I kind of forget already. 4, negative 3, and 6, 1. 4, negative 3. And 6, 1. Hey, look at that, right? So we've got the points 6, 1, and 4, negative 3. They both worked out on there, right? We have a line with a slope of 2. We found the slope between those points first. That was our goal, right? Find the slope between them. And then what we had to do is we used one of the points, and I used 6, 1, but you could have also used 4, negative 3, and we used that to solve for that minus 11 down there, right? If you had done any other y-intercept, like minus 10 or minus 1, it doesn't go through, right? We found the perfect, right, with minus 11, we found the perfect slope with the perfect y-intercept, right? These are what we cared about. We wanted the y-intercept and a slope of 2, right, where it goes up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And if you follow that pattern, it will go through both of those points. Bingo, right? Exactly. So that's the goal. That's the goal with our slopes and our y-intercepts. You guys comfortable with that ish? All right. Well, oopsies. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I hit the share button. That was confusing. Just to finish ourselves off, basically, let's just try one more thing. So I don't know if you guys remember, yesterday, what I had you do is we looked back and remember it was this like weird person who was doing, Sue was like freezing water in the fridge, right? And so we had our 2 points, right? And you looked at, oh, okay, here was your x value, here was your y value. And we kind of graphed it, and we found our slope was down 2 over 4, right? Remember that? We had 2 points, and we found the slope was negative a half. That was what we did yesterday. That's in your notes from yesterday. So today, if we look at today, we know it's the same data. It's the same lady, Sue. I don't know if she's a lady. She could be a kid, whatever. So we have the slope is negative a half, but we want to complete the equation, right? She was asked to give the complete equation, so we need to get the b value to finish off the whole equation, right? So we've got the slope. All we need to find b is we need to put in an x and a y value. And so you can choose which x and y value you want, 418 and 816. I'm going to let you guys choose. Personally, I would maybe choose the first one, but it doesn't really matter. I think they're both equally as awful. So I'm going to give that to you right now. You solve for b while I look at shortening up some of that homework to make things a little bit easier. Yeah, I'll let you guys try that. So you pick one of these points, right? This would be your x, y, or x, y. You choose. It's either 418 or 816. And I'm just going to look at your textbook really quick while you're trying that. SJ, that's still my favorite emoji, that little like money holding happy thing. I don't even know what he's holding. He could be holding like cucumbers for all I know. I have no idea. What is the page that we're doing? 290. But he's got green thumbs. Is he a gardener? That was a gardening joke. Greenhouse jokes, am I right? Dutch boys, hit me up with the greenhouse jokes. Green thumb. Sorry, I am looking for what I originally asked you guys to do. Yes, sir. Very nice. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. I needed that validation in my life. Ooh, I really like number 2. Let's go to the mall today. Let's not do 6. Let's do instead 5AE. 7 is going to be too much new stuff. Just do 8B. And then we'll cross out 10, 14, and 15. So really, we're just doing 2 and 3, which I think are pretty straightforward. Probably, they're just like matching, basically. Although I don't even know. Let me just see. Maybe I can even cut it some more. Yeah, and just do like 9A even. All right, I'll come back down to this. So you guys are just doing 2, 3, 5AE, 8B, and 9A. Sorry, not all of 9, just 9A. It'll give you just like a couple to try from each. Okay, and so let me just finish up this question with you guys. So I'm going to choose the points for 18. Okay, so that means that my y is 18, right? I already know my slope is -1/2. My x value is 4. And then I'm going to say plus b because we want to solve for b. So if I do -1/2 times 4, I think you guys would remember that when we multiply fractions, basically I want to make this look like 4/1, right? And what's that going to look like? Well, that's going to be, I'm still taking my time here, -1 times 4 is be -4/2 plus b. -4/2, that's just 4 divided by 2 is 2, so -2. So 18 equals -2 plus b. And you can type that in your calculator if you want. I'm going to bring that 2 to the other side, so it'll be 18 plus 2 is b, and that's 20, right? So our b is 20 there. So that leaves me with the equation y equals -1/2x plus 20. I'm just going to leave that up there for a second. You can pause me. We're pretty well done the lesson. So you could have got something like that. Might have made a small mistake somewhere. And I'm going to go back down and show you the homework in a second here. Couple people were happy with that. You could, right down at the bottom, it says determine the temperature of the water after 10 minutes. Remember our x was time. So if you wanted to do that, you could say, okay, put in x is 10. So -1/2 times 10 plus 20. And if you just type that in your calculator or just thought of it, 1/2 of 10 is 5, right? So it'd be -5 plus 20. So -5 plus 20 is 15. So it'd be 15 degrees Celsius after 10 minutes. Anyways, that part is not as important though. Really, I want you to be able to do this stuff today, okay? And then take a screenshot or pause me now if you want to see the homework. I'll leave that there. So pause on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's 2. I'll type it in the chat and then I'm going to go back up to where the rest of that note was. Page 290, 2, 3, 5AE, 8B, 9A. That seems like a lot, but it's really not, I promise. And then you go up here, you've got this. Pretty much, actually, guys, if you cut out 8 and 9 even entirely, if you don't want to do too much homework, 8 and 9 is pretty well repeated from questions 2, 3, and 5. It's just like one more example of each type. One of the ones with slope and a point, and one of the ones with 2 points. So if you're happy with 2, 3, and 5, you can do 2, 3, and 5. Don't worry about 8 and 9, but it's just a little bit extra practice. Oh, sorry, that's not what I'm trying to show you. It's this full thing. All right, team. So if you've got that, I'm going to be available on Teams. And remember, if you want, in 15 minutes, Mr. Rose is going to post the link for Chapel, so you can hop in on there, and that would be great. But anyways, enjoy, and have a beauty day. Thinking about you guys. Keep positive. Keep it real. Let me know again, Shark Boy, Lava Girl, what they end up doing. It's a mystery as old as time. Amen. Give me espresso. Espresso. That's really fast. Espresso shots, baby. Give me that espresso. Nice, negative. Puff, puff, positive. Hee hee. Undefined. Espresso. Old as 2005. Bro. Shark Boy and Lava Girl is a classic that is as old as time. Sam just says this is zero fun. Alright, Sam, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. See you, Jared. See you, buddy. See ya, Owen. See ya, Sam. See ya, Kendra. See yas. See ya, Larissa. See y'all later. You're welcome, Ben. You're welcome for the math lesson. Many blessings upon you and your family.